They started the season a perfect 4-0 before losing 4 out of 5. They then won 3 in a row over Lloyd, St. Patrick, and then Bourbon County earlier this week to come into tonight's game. The top scorers this year for Mason County are junior Avery Sims and senior Hannah Adkins at 10 points each. Sims had a career high of 21 twice this season against Robertson County and also Erlanger Lloyd. Meanwhile, Adkins is considered to be one of the top 6 players in the 10th region. Their inside strength is senior Nariah Harrison. Harrison averaging 8 rebounds per contest. She had a season-high 14 boards and a win over Bourbon County. They're not a very good shooting team, Mason County isn't. As far as their shots from the floor, they're only making 28%. They're also only making 27% of their three-pointers, and they have struggled from the free throw line as well, where they're making only 58%. How is Mason County winning then? It's because they have a top-notch defense. They're surrendering just 43 points a game. In fact, 7 of their 12 opponents have scored 40 points or less, with Mason County going 7-0 in those games. So if you're looking for one key particular statistic, look at the field goal percentage. If they shoot above 40%, they're going to win. If they shoot below 40%, odds on they're going to lose. So it's up to the Harrison County defense to shut down the Lady Royal offense here today. So far this year, the Lady Royals have not been challenged as far as not very many close games, as only 3 of their 12 have been decided by 10 points or less. Now, they won all 3 of those, but they've only had 1 close game since the second game of the season. Meanwhile, Harrison County is on a bit of a roll with 4 wins in their last 6 games. They defeated Covington Holmes last Monday, 56-44. Bailey Hudgens and Keely Custard are improving their guard play as they're playing with a lot more confidence. Kara Hines and Caroline Vanek are scoring more, which is a good thing. In their last 4 ball games, Kara has 43 points and Caroline has 30. Gab Hadrick is quietly having a solid senior season, averaging nearly 18 points a game, which is 3rd in our region. She's also averaging 3 assists per game and 3.7 steals per contest, which is 2nd most in the 10th. Much like Mason County, only 3 of Harrison County's 12 games have been close. Harrison County going 2-1 in those games decided by 10 points or less. Still, the one factor that Harrison County needs to be successful over the rest of the season, including today, is get a lot more production from the bench. Kylie Hudgens, Maddie Carson, and Brooke Kinney are the 3 girls in particular who will need to step up and improve at the varsity level, and fast. Well, both teams have retired to their locker rooms. We'll take a break and then come back and give you the starting lineups of today's game between Harrison County and Mason County in the Class 2A sectional. You're listening to the Cynthiana Hardy's pregame show on WCYN Sports. Top, let's take a look at the starting 5s for both the Phillies and the Lady Royals. First for Mason County, as we said, 8-4 on the year, coached by Kevin Bundy. At a guard, a 5'5 junior, Macy Littleton. Littleton wears the number 13 and is averaging 5.6 points a game. At the other guard is Allison Gibbs. Gibbs wears the number 15. She's a 5'4 senior and is averaging an even 4 points a contest. At one of the forward positions is number 21, a 5'7 senior, Nariah Harrison. Harrison averaging 5.8 points a contest. Another forward is Hannah Adkins. Adkins is a 5'8 senior who wears the number 22 and is averaging 10.2 points a game. And at the other forward, the leading scorer this year for Mason County, 5'9" junior Avery Sims. Sims wears the number 30 and is averaging 10.3 points a game. So once again for the Lady Royals, it'll be Littleton, Gibbs, Harrison, Adkins, and Sims. Mason County offensively only averaging 44.7 points per game, but on defense getting the job done, giving up just 43.3 points per game. Now for the Harrison County Phillies, 5-7 on the year. At a guard, a 5'2", 8th grader, number 12, Keely Custard. Custard averaging 6.2 points a game. The other guard is manned by Harrison County's leading scorer, Gab Hedrick. Gab wears the number 15. She's a 5'3" senior, averaging 17.8 points a game. And another guard, Harrison County's point guard, 5'5" freshman, Bailey Hudgens. Hudgens wears the number 23. She's averaging 8 points a game. At one of the forwards is Kara Hines. Hines wears the number 4. She's a 5'9" senior, averaging 9.2 points a game. And at the other forward, a 5'9" junior, Caroline Van Hook. Van Hook wears the number 22. She's averaging 6.2 points a game. So once again for the Phillies, it'll be Custard, Hedrick, Hudgens, Hines, and Van Hook. Harrison County averaging 48.3 points per game on offense. On defense, giving up 52.3 points per contest. So there are your starting quintets for today's game. But while the teams continue to warm up, we'll take this opportunity to take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with this afternoon's pregame prayer. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, Harrison County and Mason County facing each other for the 64th time. Mason County holds a series lead of 38-25 and have beaten Harrison County 15 of the 28 times they've played each other here on the hilltop. Last year, the two teams got together right here on this floor with Mason County winning 40-32. Since she began her career as the head coach at Harrison County, Kim Marshall's record against Mason County is just 3-9. It's a series that began back in January of 1976 when the Phillies traveled to Maysville but dropped a 46-32 decision. Well, both teams continue to warm up on the floor in front of us. The Phillies, next week, will have one at home and two on the road. On Monday, our girls will host Frederick Douglass here on the hilltop before going on the road on Wednesday to Stanton to take on Powell County. Then on Saturday, a week from tonight, the boys and the girls will be involved in a boy-girl doubleheader over at Nicholas County with the Phillies playing the second game at 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Thoroughbreds later on today will take on the Mason County Royals in the championship game of the boys Class 2A sectional. They'll have a couple of home games following that next week. On Tuesday, they'll host Covington Scott. Then on Friday, they'll play host to Campbell County before playing in that doubleheader over at Nicholas County in that boy-girl doubleheader next Saturday. Well, the undefeated wrestling team today is at Holmes High School participating in the sectional duels. On Wednesday, they'll host the county line duel with Bourbon County. And then next Saturday, the boys wrestling team will be involved in the Rumble on the Hilltop here at home, while the girls will go on the road to Taylor County. The archery team, we'll run down real quick. The archery team today is at Mason County. Next Saturday, they'll participate in the Bourbon County Classic. And the bowling team will host Fleming County tomorrow out at Galactic Alley. So there's your look at all of our winter sports. Well, the Harrison County High School Air Force Junior ROTC is about to present the colors, after which we'll have the National Anthem. So what we'll say is we're going to take a listen to our Star Spangled Banner, after which we'll take a break and then come back for the tip-off of today's game between Harrison County and Mason County in the Class 2A sectionals. But right now, let's bring you our National Anthem.
Let's remember this is about our student athletes. Thank you in advance for your help. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please stand and move your hats for the playing of the National Anthem. The colors are being presented by the cadets from the Harrison County High School Junior Air Force ROTC program. Carrying the U.S. flag and commanding is Cadet Major Nathan Nickerson. Carrying the Kentucky flag is Cadet Major Carter Moore. And the guards are Cadet Major Fraser Daly and Cadet Technical Sergeant Miles Bryant.
Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, the starting five for Mason County has just been introduced in front of a little bit of a shallow crowd here this afternoon. But it's very cold outside still, lots of icy road conditions, so I can understand why a lot of people would stay home during these conditions. Harrison County 5-7, Mason County 8-4. A chance to move on to the Class 2A sectionals coming up here in just a few minutes. Other sectional matchups that we know about in the girls' Class 2A state. Mercer County has already punched their ticket to the tournament, as has Rowan County, as we mentioned before. Everybody else plays their sectional final today or maybe tomorrow, depending on what the weather has done to people. Those first round games will be on Friday. They'll have the sectional state tournament semifinals on Saturday, and then the championship game at high noon on Sunday. So hopefully the Phillies will be there to represent section number 7. Number 5, excuse me. We're in section 5. Kara Hines jumping center for Harrison County across the midcourt stripe. Will be Avery Sims for Mason County. So we're about to get this game underway. Ball is up, and the tap controlled by Mason County. With the basketball, Littleton will come across the timeline. Harrison County man-to-man. On the wing on the near side is Adkins. Dumps it down low to a wide-open Sims who misses the shot. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Van Hook. So the first possession for Mason County comes to naught. In the front court with the basketball, Hines on the wing gets the ball to Hadrick. Gab reverses her dribble, now backs up beyond three-point range, looking for some help. Now drives baseline, lobs in the paint to Hines. Hines triple team, drops the ball. Loose ball, though, is going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Royals. So Harrison will maintain possession. Oddly enough, these two teams will play again a week from Wednesday up in Maysville in a regular season game. Van Hook inbounds the ball in the corner to Hadrick. Dumps it in the paint to Hines. Hines flashes the ball to the near side to Custard for a three, and it's good. Keely Custard continues her hot shooting and puts her team ahead 3-0 early. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Royals. Out top with it right now is Adkins. She'll get it inside the center circle to Littleton, who will reset the offense. Dribbles over to her right side, lobs it inside, knocked away and out of bounds. Last touch by Mason. So another turnover gives the ball back to Harrison County. Some token man pressure by Mason County on the inbounds pass. Hadrick looking to get the ball into someone. As soon as someone gets open, now gets it to Custard. Knocked away from behind, but Keeley goes and picks up the loose ball and then lobs it in the front court to Hudgens. Hudgens outlet pass to Van Hook. Van Hook to Hines. 12-footer rolls in there. First 2 points for Hines. Give an assist to Van Hook. Harrison County up now 5-0. Into the front court with the basketball will come the Royals. 6.5 left to go in the first quarter. Harrison up 5-0. Up top with the ball right now is Adkins. Adkins in between the circles to Littleton. Littleton backs up, looks over to Coach Bundy to reset the offense as Custard sneaks up on her. Littleton angles to the left side in front of the Harrison bench, gets it into the hands of Gibbs. Gibbs up top to Sims. Sims to the left side once again finds Adkins. Adkins in between the circles to Littleton once again. Good D by Harrison. Littleton drives in the paint, has the ball knocked away, and the loose ball is going to be picked up by Harrison County. Van Hook in the front court to Custard on the right side, long range. Keeley reverses her dribble, now backs up, now goes and backs up again. Good defense by Littleton. Pass to the left side to Hadrick, knocked away. Loose ball on the floor is going to be a tie-up. Alternating possession arrow will keep it in the hands of Harrison County. Inbound the ball from across the way from us at the timeline will be Van Hook. Van Hook gets the ball in the backcourt to Hudgens. Bailey calls out the play before she gets to the timeline. Now we'll cross that timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle to Hadrick. Back to Hudgens up top. Hudgens moves to the elbow to the block. Her up and under layup attempt is no good. Not a good shot. Sims comes down with the rebound for Mason County. Lady Royals on the move. Left side, Hadkins. Long three. Air ball. Offside rebound goes out of bounds. Harrison County will get the ball back. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514 and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Some more pressure by Mason. Harrison breaks it, though, as Custer gets the ball in the front court on the left side to Van Hook. Guns the ball inside to Hudgens, and Hudgens lays it in. First 2 points for Bailey, and a timeout called by Mason County. We'll keep it right here as Harrison County has gone out in front quickly, 7-0, with 5:15 on the clock here in the first quarter. So basically the Phillies extending what they did at the end of the Holmes game last Monday, the game they won by a final score of 56-44. Cynthiana Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Speaking of the Breads, they'll play at around 6:30 or thereabouts as they'll take on the Mason County Royals for a chance to move on to Owensboro to the Class 2A state. Both teams break huddle. Let's see what changes Coach Bundy has made with his Lady Royals, who came in averaging, giving up just 43 points a game. Walking the ball up the floor will be Littleton. Littleton across the timeline, gets it on the right side, long range to Sims. Sims between the circles, gets it into the corner this time to Harrison. Harrison looking for help, now gets it back between the circles to Littleton, now to the left side, long range to Adkins. Adkins tries a pass, picked off by Hines. A third turnover for Mason, but then Harrison County turns it right back over. In the corner on the far side in front of the stable is Littleton. She'll bring it back out top inside the center circle to reset. She'll angle back to the right side once again. Gets it down on the block this time to Sims. Sims in the corner will find Gibbs. Her 15-footer good. So Allison Gibbs gets her team on the scoreboard for the first time here in this ball game. Brings her team back to the 5-point margin at 7-2. 4:24 left to go in the first quarter. Hadrick fans the ball out top in between the circles to Hudgens. Hudgens inside the arc with the left elbow extended, gets it back to Custard, who goes to the top of the key. Custard backs up, now gets it on the left side, to Hadrick. Hadrick looks inside, nothing there. Gets it in the corner to Van Hook. Van Hook drives into the paint, spins, and it's going to be called for the travel as she picked up her pivot foot. So give the ball back to the Lady Royals. So we go under the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Harrison still leading 7-2. Littleton once again will walk the ball into the front court. She'll be met as she crosses the timeline by Custard. Gets it on the right side, long range to Harrison. Harrison thought about gunning it inside, but turned it down. Gets it back to Littleton between the circles. Littleton down at the block. Gets it to Adkins. Adkins, a runner from 10, is going to bounce off. Rebound, though, is put back and good by Adkins to get her team back to within a 3-point margin at 7-4. Into the front court come the Phillies. Now a whistle. And we're going to have a foul called on Mason County's Gibbs. That'll be Gibbs' first personal foul. Inbounding the ball from the far sideline will be Van Hook. She'll get it into Hudgens. Hudgens crosses the timeline inside the center circle. Gets it to Hadrick. Hadrick up top to Hines. Hines goes down to the block, all the way to the basket, lays up and in. Nobody cut her off, and Kara wisely was able to go ahead and get the layup to put her team up by 5, 9-4. So we hit the 3-minute mark. A three by Littleton is going to be short. Rebound, though, picked up by Gibbs. Gibbs gets it back out top once again and into the hands of Littleton. Littleton inside the center circle being tracked by Custard. Now moves to the right side and gets it into the hands this time of Harrison. Harrison to Adkins. She'll fire another three. Banks it off the glass. No good. Too wide. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Van Hook. Up the floor come the Phillies, leading 9-4. Hadrick dumps the ball off to Hudgens. Back in the corner to Hadrick. Hadrick drives baseline. Gets it in the paint to Hines. Hines is 10-footer. Bounces off. Rebound pulled down by Gibbs. Gibbs gets it to Adkins. Skip pass into the corner to Harrison for three. Rolls off the rim, no good. And once again, there's Van Hook to bring down the rebound. She's got 3 boards here in the first quarter. Custard crosses the timeline, and now we'll have an official's timeout. As Van Hook lost her shoe. Couple of subs coming in the game for Mason. Lacey Burns, a 5'3 sophomore, averaging 1.2. Also Sarah Payne. Payne, a 5'8 freshman, averaging 3.4 off the bench. Still awaiting Van Hook to get her shoe tied before we get back to action. Harrison leading 9-4, 2:07 left in the first quarter. Van Hook will now come to the near side of the court to inbounds the ball from near the hash mark. Gets it into the backcourt to Hudgens. Bailey across the timeline, the middle of the floor, hands it off to Hadrick. Hadrick drives to the elbow, now stops, spins, looks, trying to find somebody, and now we're going to have a traveling call as nobody could get open. So each team now with 3 turnovers here in the first quarter as we go under 2 to go in this initial period. Harrison County's led all the way after scoring the first 7 points of the game. Right now leading 9-4. Across the timeline will come Gibbs. Gibbs lobs the ball down to the block and into the hands of Sims, who misses the close-in shot, and Van Hook is there for another rebound. She'll get the ball to Custard. Custard crosses the timeline, now moves to the right side, gets it on the wing to Hadrick in front of the Mason County bench. Gabb lobs it up top to Hudgens near the top of the circle. Hudgens drifts over to the left side, gets it to Custard near the far hash mark. Custard now at the top of the key, pass to the right side to Hudgens, down to the block to Van Hook. Ball knocked away, though, by Mason County, and coming up with the loose ball will be Adkins. Adkins gets it down low to Sims, who misses the shot. Van Hook there for a rebound again. And into the front court come the Phillies. Hadrick dishes the ball on the wing to Van Hook. Back up top to Hadrick as we go under a minute to go in the first quarter. Harrison still leading 9-4, although we've been stuck on this score for the last couple minutes. Hudgens drives to the elbow, and as she splits the defense, she's going to be fouled. We're going to assess it to Sims, and that'll be Avery Sims' first personal foul, which will prompt a move by Coach Bundy to get Harrison back in the game. Also, Littleton comes into the game as both Gibbs and Sims will have a seat. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Van Hook. Caroline tries a pass, going to be kicked out of bounds by Littleton. So the Phillies will maintain possession. Phillies doing very well here in the first 7+ minutes. Van Hook gets the ball underneath the basket, knocked away, and the loose ball is going to be picked up by Mason County. In the front court, Littleton tries a pass down low to Burns. The pass was just a little bit too high. Goes off the outstretched fingertips of Burns and out of bounds. So on the turnover, give the ball back to Harrison County. Facing full court man pressure, Hadrick will try to get the ball in bounds. She'll lob it to Hines. Goes between her hands and taken away by Mason. Now trying to race down the baseline. Sarah Payne travels. So turnovers abound over the last couple of possessions for each team, as we're still at 9-4 with now 39 seconds on the clock. This time Hines will try to get the ball in bounds. Baseball pass is caught by Hadrick. Hadrick to the block, to the glass. Good! First points of the game for Gab, and Harrison County matches their largest lead at 11-4. 29 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Across the timeline comes Littleton. Gets it on the wing to Harrison. Harrison dumps it on the baseline to Adkins. Back on the wing to Burns. Burns back between the circles to Harrison, who gets it to Littleton with 14 seconds left inside the center circle. Littleton angles to the right side, gets it in front of the stable to Harrison. 7 seconds left. Up top, a long three fired by Adkins, no good. Coming down with the rebound will be Van Hook, and that's the way that the first quarter will end with your score. Harrison County 11, Mason County 4. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County leads 11-4, mainly due to Mason County hitting only 2 of their first 11 shots, while Harrison County 5 of 7. However, the Phillies have turned the ball over 6 times, so I have to cut down that particular statistic. Harrison County will be on defense to begin the second quarter. Inbounding the ball from the sideline across the way from us at the midcourt stripe will be Sims. Original starting 5 still in there for the Phillies. Harrison County's yet to make a substitution. But why would they? We've been successful with what we got on the floor. Littleton with the basketball. Gets it up top near the top of the key to Harrison. And on the handoff, Gibbs is going to travel. So that makes 6 turnovers for the Lady Royals, tying Harrison County for the number of times that they have given the ball away. Custard comes across the timeline, angles right. Backs up, now moves between the circles, gets to the left elbow extended, now spins, goes to the basket. Her runner is going to be knocked out of bounds, however, by Littleton. So the Phillies will maintain possession. From her own baseline, Van Hook will trigger the inbounds pass. Caroline gets the ball underneath the basket to Hadrick, who is going to have her dribble knocked out of bounds by Gibbs. The Phillies will maintain possession. Now from the baseline on the nearest side of the basket, Hedrick will inbounds the ball. Gets it to Hines in the corner. Up top to Hudgens, to the left side to Custard. Custard backs up to reset the offense. Now makes her move down to the block. A runner is off the flange. Rebound is going to be chased after, and Hudgens comes up with it for Harrison County. She'll get it back into the hands of Hadrick. Hadrick in between the circles. Now hands the ball to Hudgens, who nearly traveled. Bailey at the left elbow is going to be called for the travel. Got smacked by Littleton, but they're going to say she walked prior to that. So nearly a minute into the second period, 11-4 is your score. Right now, let's see, about a 4.5-minute scoring drought for Mason County. Littleton with the basketball. Goes back between the circles. Now hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs to Adkins. Fires a three-pointer. Off the front of the rim. No good. And Keely Custard is there for the rebound for Harrison. Into the front court come the Phillies. Hadrick spins. Goes to the foul line. Now kicks it outside to Hudgens for a three. No good off to the right. Rebound pulled down by Littleton. Let's not fall in love with the three here. Into the front court from the left elbow. Littleton puts up a shot. It's no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line for two. Fouls on Custard. That'll be Keeley's first. First free throws of the game for Littleton on the year. She is a 67% free throw shooter, looking for her first points of the day. First free throw is good. Narrows the gap to 11-5. With 6:35 left on the clock here in the first half. Her second free throw is going to bounce off. And the rebound is going to go out of bounds off of Mason County. So Harrison will get the ball back, leading 11-5. Still that full court pressure being applied by Mason. They haven't been able to apply it a whole lot of times because of so many missed shots. Hines to Hadrick. Hadrick. Skip pass to the far side to Van Hook on the cross. Van Hook now gets it on the near side of the midcourt circle to Hadrick, who will drift over to the left side. Backs up near the timeline to reassess the offense and overlook the defense as well. Now a pass intended for Custard is going to be knocked out of bounds by Sims. From the far hash mark, inbounding the ball will be Van Hook. Van Hook gets it, inbounds to Hudgens. Hudgens inside the center circle, has her pocket picked by Littleton, who goes the other way and lays up and in. So a steal and bucket that time by Littleton. Gets her team back to within 4 at 11-7. So we hit the 6-minute mark of this first half. Hines still in the backcourt against the full court pressure. Gets the ball to Hadrick. Hadrick to Custard. We got numbers 3-on-2. Custard in the corner finds Van Hook. Turns down the three. Gets it up top to Hadrick. Hadrick now between the circles. Drifts to the right side. Fires a three-pointer off the flange. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Adkins. And here come the Lady Royals. Into the front court, Littleton. Left side, Adkins. Adkins falls down. Should have been a travel. No call. Now the loose ball is going to be picked up by Hadrick. Hadrick races into the front court. 2-on-3. Has the ball knocked away from behind. Loose ball picked up by Custard in the corner. Custard up top to Hudgens. Hudgens in between the circles to Hadrick. Thought about the NBA three, but wisely turned it down. Now we'll back up inside the center circle to reset the offense. Harrison leading 11-7. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to the left side to Custard. Lobs inside. Picked off this time by Mason County. Again, that is Harrison. She'll get it. Gibbs for a three-point try off the flange. Again, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a foul called on Mason County. It's going to be called on Harrison. That'll be Harrison's first. Lady Royals continue to misfire from three-point range as they're now 0 for 7 from long range. But still only trail 11-7. Custard with the basketball will bring it into the front court. On the far side of the circle. Now makes her move, gets it on the wing to Van Hook. Van Hook gets it to the left elbow, extended to Hadrick. Hadrick stops, and that will be called for travel. She dragged her pivot foot. That's now 10 first half turnovers on the Phillies. They still lead 11-7, but we're playing with fire with all of these turnovers. Still, 11-7 is your score. Harrison led 11-4 at the break, so it's a very low-scoring second quarter as well as we're about midway through. Adkins in between the circles finds Gibbs. Gibbs trying to direct some traffic. Now angles to the right, passes to the left to Adkins, lobs it down low, knocked away by Van Hook and stolen by the junior as well. She'll get the ball into the hands of Hadrick. Hadrick on the left side, long range to Hines. Hines gives it back to Hadrick once again. Gabb now goes to the baseline, goes in the paint, spins, follow-away jumper is no good, but a foul is going to be called on Gibbs, and will send Hadrick to the line for a couple of free throws. That's 2 fouls on Gibbs, and she'll come out after this first free throw by Hadrick. Hadrick at the line for the first time on the year, a 65% free throw shooter. Burns will check in now, as they're going to say it was a non-shooting foul. From her own baseline, Van Hook to trigger the inbounds pass. Van Hook looking, lobs it out top, picked up by Hudgens. Hudgens to the block, kicks it in the corner to Custard. 17-footer is off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Adkins. So Harrison on defense. Once again, they have yet to score here in the second quarter. Littleton across the timeline inside the center circle. Passes to the right wing, long range to Sims. Sims to the top of the key to Adkins. Adkins with the ball over her head, lobs it down on the baseline to Sims. Sims on the wing to Burns. Burns has the ball knocked away from behind, and the loose ball picked up by Hines. Van Hook this time will bring the ball in the front court, where she'll get it to Hudgens on the near side of the midcourt circle. Bailey moves to the left side, gets it on the wing to Hadrick. Hadrick stops, backs up, pops a three, too long. Rebound is going to be out of bounds off of the Phillies. So give the ball back to Mason, as Harrison County here in this second quarter is now 0 for 6 from the floor with 4 turnovers. Not a good ratio. However, Harrison still leads 11-7. Littleton will walk the ball into the front court. Across the timeline on the far side of the circle, gets to Burns in front of the stable. Burns goes baseline, now gets it back on the wing, long range to Littleton, who will bring it back to the center line to reset the offense. Both teams being very patient offensively, but it's not really helped them out that much. Sims up top to Adkins. Adkins at the elbow. Spins in the paint. Half hook shot's no good, but a foul is going to be called on Hines. That'll be Kara's first personal foul. And Adkins going to the line for the first time. Adkins on the year is a 75% free throw shooter. First one's on the way and no good. Too much spin on that basketball as it came rotating off of the rim. She'll have another shot, though, to get her team back to within 3 at the 2:47 mark if she makes this one, which she does. 3 points now for Hannah Adkins. 11-8 is your score. Harrison County still in the lead. She said 2:47 left to go in the first half. Hadrick breaks the press. Gets it on the left side, long range to Van Hook, back to Hadrick. Skip pass to the near side to Custard. Keeley back up top to Hudgens in between the circles. Hudgens directing some traffic as she backs up near the center circle. Now waits for her people to get where she wants them to be. Angles over to the right, dribbles over to the left. Now goes to the baseline, cut off by Littleton, gets it on the wing to Van Hook. Van Hook in between the circles now to Hadrick. Hadrick guarded closely by Burns, spins at the left elbow, dumps down the block to Hines. Hines double teamed and will force up a shot that's blocked by Adkins, but they're going to call Adkins for the foul. That'll be Hannah Adkins' first personal. So Kara Hines going to the line. On the year, a 78% free throw shooter. That's tops on the team. Has 4 points, which is half her season's average, or nearly so. Came in averaging 9. First free throw by the senior with 2:09 left is going to be good. And that's the first point of the second quarter for Harrison. Gibbs and Harrison return to the lineup for the Lady Royals. You now trail 12-8. Second free throw for Hines is on the way and good as well. Harrison County's lead back out to 5 at 13-8. With the basketball coming into the front court will be Littleton. Littleton, make that Gibbs rather, brings over to the right side, lobs it inside, caught by Sims, and then has it taken away by Van Hook. 10 turnovers now for Mason, matching the number Harrison County has committed. Hadrick in the front quarter, team leading by 5 with under 2 to go here in the first half. Hadrick spins into the paint, gets it in the corner to Custard, fires a three, bounces high off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Adkins. Into the front court, here come the Lady Royals. Adkins goes baseline, puts up a 10-footer, good. 5 points now for Hannah Adkins. Gets her team back to within a 3-point deficit at 13-10. Now A timeout called by Harrison County as the Phillies were just about to get caught with the ball in the backcourt. It'll be just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Make that 1:19 left to go in the first half, and Harrison County leading 13-10. Well, if you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Phillies have led all the way in this one, scoring the first 7 points of the contest. Since that time, the Lady Royals have gotten the deficit down to as few as 3 on 3 different occasions, including the score we have right now. Littleton returns to the floor for Mason, who goes about 4 or 5 deep on the bench. As we said, Harrison County yet to make a substitution. So there are 6 girls on the floor for Mason. Somebody's got to come out. Now Adkins will come out of the ball game. Nope, they changed their mind, and Gibbs will come out of the ball game. Bringing the ball up the floor will be Hudgens. Bailey playing more at the off guard tonight with Keeley at the point guard. Van Hook over on the far side. Just dribbling it around. Gets the ball to Hadrick. Goes to the baseline. Her shot from the block is no good. Rebound knocked around. Still on the floor. Still being fought after. And finally a jump ball is called. Possession arrow will keep the ball in Harrison County's hands. From her own baseline, Van Hook with less than a minute to go in the first half will trigger the inbounds pass. Caroline gets it on the wing to Hines. Hines tries a pass in the paint, knocked away. Loose ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Mason County's basketball. Treat yourself to some snappy salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and, of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Thank you, Ryan. Mason with the basketball. Gibbs to the right side finds Harrison. Harrison up top to Gibbs. Gibbs angles to the left side, goes inside the arc where she'll give the ball to Adkins. Adkins goes to the block. Her shot blocked by Hines, and Custard comes away with the rebound. Into the front court come the Phillies with 30 seconds left. Hadrick in the corner finds Van Hook open for 3. Rims out. Rebound's going to be picked up by Sims of Mason County. We may have shot that one a little too quick. So with 19 seconds left, Adkins will get the ball to Gibbs in the front court near the timeline. 14 seconds. Gibbs makes her move over to the right side, races down to the block, drops the ball out of bounds. Well, I'm not sure exactly what she was planning to do, but whatever it wasn't good. So Harrison County gets the ball back with 8 seconds left. They will have to go the length of the floor against full court pressure as Littleton checks back into the game. Hines looking to get the ball inbounds, lobs it to Van Hook. Van Hook to Hadrick. Hadrick drives, gets the ball to Hudgens from the block. Hudgens down low to Hadrick, who misses the layup. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Littleton, and that is the way that the first half will conclude. With your score, Harrison County 13, Mason County 10. We invite you to stay tuned now for our halftime show, sponsored by Joe Cochran out at State Farm. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this first half of the Class 2A Sectional 5 championship game. Once again, your halftime score, Harrison County 13, Mason County 10. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. righty, back here on the hilltop. Harrison County leading over Mason County by a score of 13-10. Phillies drawn it out to a 7-point advantage at the first start of the game and been able to hold at least a 3-point lead since that time. However, with both teams shooting very, very poorly, that's why we have such a low score. Take a look at the scoring in the first half. Mason County was led by Hannah Adkins' 5, 3 points by Macy Littleton, and a couple of points for Allison Gibbs. Also playing but not scoring, Nariah Harrison, Avery Sims, Lacey Burns, and Sarah Payne. Meanwhile, Kara Hines leads the Phillies with 6 points, a 3-pointer for Keely Custard for her points here in the first half, and then 2 points each for both Gab Hedrick and Bailey Hudgens. Harrison County did not make a substitution in the first half, so the only person who did not score was Caroline Van Hook. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break and then come back and give you the team stats following this timeout. But once again, your halftime score in the Section 5 of the Class 2A sectional. Harrison leads 13-10. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Hilltop, taking a look at some of the stats here in the first half. As I said, neither team shot very well at all. Harrison County, who was 5 of 7 from the floor in the first half, or first quarter, went 0 for 10 from the floor in the second quarter, so 5 of 17 altogether for a shooting percentage of 29.4%. The Phillies attempted 6 trays and made just 1. Meanwhile, Mason County, 4 for 16, that's only 25%. They gunned away from long range 7 times and did not make any of them. From the charity stripe, Harrison County was a perfect 2 for 2, 100%, while Mason County attempted 4 free throws and made just 2 for 50%. Turnovers, fairly even, but both of them fairly high numbers. Harrison County turned the ball over 10 times, while Mason, they turned the ball over 11 times in the first half. And Harrison County loses the rebounding battle, but just barely, 10-9. 2 offensive and 8 defensive boards for Mason County. They were paced in that statistic by Hannah Adkins, who has 4 rebounds here at the break. Meanwhile, 1 offensive and 8 defensive rebounds for the 9 boards gathered by Harrison County. They were paced by Caroline Van Hook, who has 6 rebounds here at the break. So there are your numbers team-wise in this Section 5 of the Class 2A sectional final. As we mentioned before, the winner will move on to the state 2A championships down in Owensboro next week. The winner of this game will take on Rowan County, who won section number 8 last night. That game will take place next Friday at 6:30. So if Harrison County is able to maintain this lead and pull this game out, they'll play Rowan County at 6:30 in the quarterfinals of the Class 2A championships down at Owensboro. So keep that in mind. As we said, later on today at around 6:30, the Harrison County Thoroughbreds will take on the Mason County Royals in the boys' half of the Class 2A sectional championship game. Those two teams in just about every poll ranked number 2 and number 3 in our 10th region, trailing only the top-ranked team in the state, Clark County, who is pretty good. So, in any case, that game coming up at 6:30. If you got no other plans, or even if you do have other plans, cancel them and come to the Hilltop and support your Thoroughbreds in what should be an excellent game between themselves and the Royals. Well, both teams are still back in their locker rooms. We'll take a break right now and then come back with the third quarter handoff right after this timeout. But once again, your halftime score of this Class 2A sectional championship game, Harrison County 13, Mason County 10. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. We're moments away from the tip-off, or actually the handoff, for the third quarter in this contest between Harrison County and Mason County, a game that Harrison County has led all the way, and right now 13-10. Harrison 5-7, Mason 8-4. Each team coming into the ball game having won 4 of their last 6 ball games. As we said, win or lose, the Phillies will be back here on the Hilltop on Monday when they'll host Frederick Douglass, the newest high school in Lexington. We'll take on the Mustangs in a JV varsity doubleheader here on the Hill, starting at the JV level at 6 o'clock. The varsity will play at 7:30. Mason County will have the ball to begin the second half, trying to make up some of that 3-point deficit they find themselves in. Harrison County did not score a field goal in the second quarter. Cross timeline comes Littleson. Passes to the right side, long range to Adkins. Adkins dumps the ball down the block to Sims. On the wing, a Gibbs 3-point try is good. And our game is tied for the first time, this time at 13-13 on the long range tray by Allison Gibbs, as the first possession goes for the Lady Royals. In the front court, Hudgens. Hudgens now moves to the left elbow, backs it back between the circles to reset the offense. Gets it over to the right side to Custard. Custard moves now to the top of the key, stops, backs up, gets it on the right side to Hudgens long range. Hudgens inside the arc, now in the paint, drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Mason. And now Mason has the ball back tapped away from behind, and Harrison County picks up the loose ball. Quickly the other way come the Phillies. Custard to Hadrick. Hadrick double team back to Custard. Custard nearly traveled, gets it on the wing to Van Hook. Van Hook in front of her own bench. Picks up her dribble. Now gets it between the circles to Hudgens once again. 13-13 your score. We played a minute here in the third quarter. On the left side, Van Hook long range. Caroline takes her dribble to the top of the key. Pass to the right side to Hudgens. Hudgens in the paint to the block. Tries an up and under shot. It's no good. Rebound knocked around, and Van Hook comes away with it. Here's a 3 by Hadrick. That's good. Hadrick with her first tray of the game, and Harrison County goes back out on top by a score of 16-13. A very well-timed tray by the senior there, that's for sure. 6:22 left to go here in the third quarter. Here's a pass inside, knocked away and stolen away, this time by Hadrick. Hadrick in the front court, in the corner on the far side, gets it on the wing to Hudgens. Hudgens will bring it back between the circles to reset the offense. So Harrison County was behind for about 30 seconds. Hudgens goes to the left, down the lane. No one cuts her off, and she makes the layup. Well, if nobody's going to cut you off, you might as well go ahead and try and score, which is exactly what Bailey did there. Nice move that time by the freshman. Puts her team up 18-13. 5:47 left here in this third quarter. In the corner is Harrison. Gets it on the wing to Adkins. Back inside the center circle once again to Littleton. Littleton back on the near side to Adkins. Very long range. She'll lob it inside to Sims. Sims back outside. Gets the ball to Harrison. Harrison at the elbow extended now to Adkins. Good defense by Harrison County. Adkins goes to the block. Her shot too hard, no good. Rebound put up, no good by Sims. And now Hines comes away with the rebound. In the front court, here come the Phillies. Shot put up, no good. And the rebound is going to be grabbed by Harrison on the missed shot. Coming into the ball game for Mason County will be Payne as the Phillies lose control of the basketball back to Mason County. Up the floor with the basketball come the Lady Royals. That's Littleton. Littleton crosses the timeline. Her team down by 5. 3 minutes into this third quarter. Pass up top in between the circles to Harrison. Harrison back to Littleton. Littleton at the top of the key, guarded by Custard. Keeley's done a nice job on Littleton, limiting her to just 3 points. Littleton moves to the left side, gets it in between the circles now to Harrison. Harrison trying to back up Van Hook, but Caroline tracking her. Pass inside, knocked away. Loose ball, though, picked up by Mason County's Payne. She'll get it back on the wing to Gibbs, who'll get it back inside the center circle to Littleton. Once again, good defense by Harrison. Littleton near the far sideline. Now crosses over her dribble, kicks it out on the wing to Payne. Up top once again to Gibbs. Gibbs in between the circles to Littleton once again. Littleton gets instructions from Coach Bundy before starting the offense. Moves to the right side, knocked away. Loose ball, though, picked up by Sims. To Littleton, to the left side to Gibbs. In the corner, she'll find Payne. Payne being tracked by Hadrick. Gets it back on the far side of the circle to Littleton, to the top of the key to Gibbs. Gibbs down low, knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Sims. And we're going to have a foul called on Harrison County. Foul's going to be assessed to Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's first. Just a common foul. 18-13, Phillies lead. 3:58 left to go in the third. From her own baseline, Harrison gets it on the wing to Sims. Sims travels. Yes, she did. Third turnover of the second half on the Lady Royals. Gives the ball back to Harrison County. Now checking in the game for the first time for Harrison, Brooke Kinney. Kinney, a 5'6" junior, averaging 0.9 points a game. And she'll give Bailey Hudgens a well-deserved rest. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514, and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Custard with the basketball at top. Nearly had it taken away, but tracks down the loose ball. To Hadrick, back to Custard. Custard goes baseline, has the ball back tapped away and out of bounds from behind. Harrison will maintain possession. Back in the game, Adkins returns for Mason County. Van Hook from the corner near her bench will inbounds the ball. Mason scored the first bucket of the third quarter, but has not yet scored since. Inbounds pass comes to Hadrick. She'll fire a three-pointer off the flange, no good. Rebound pulled down this time by Adkins. Adkins races into the front court, goes to the basket. Her layup, though, is no good. And the rebound's going to be pulled in by Hadrick, who has the ball back tapped away from behind, but out of bounds. In the ball game comes Hudgens once again, replacing Kinney. From her own base, or from the baseline, length of the floor, Hines gets the ball inbounds to Hadrick. Hadrick comes up the floor, being harassed by Gibbs on the near side of the midcourt circle. Now crosses over her dribble between the legs now. Moves it in between the circles to reset the offense. Her team leading 18-13. 3:05 left to go in the third quarter. Hadrick crosses over her dribble, moves to the left elbow to the block, and before she can get there, she's going to be tied up. Possession arrow will keep the ball in Harrison County's hands, however. From her own baseline, Van Hook will trigger the inbounds pass. Harrison led 13-10 at the half break as Sims checks back in for Mason. Now we're ready to go. As Van Hook will try to get the ball in bounds. Lobs it up, and she's going to have it knocked right back into her hands as she's standing out of bounds. So turnover gives the ball back to Mason. Cynthia Hardee's has made-from-scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Across the timeline comes Littleton. She's met there by Custard. Hands the ball off to Payne. Payne to the right side to Adkins, long range. Adkins back up top once again to Gibbs. Gibbs now lobs the ball inside, knocked away. Loose ball, though, picked up by Payne of Mason. Underneath the basket, she'll gun it back up top to Littleton. Littleton in the corner to Payne for a three-point try. Good. Sarah Payne's first points of the game pulls her team back to within an 18-15 deficit. Still, though, 2:18 left to go here in this third quarter. Harrison gets into the front court. Hadrick down to the block to Van Hook. Van Hook fans the ball to the elbow to Custard. Her shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Mason County. And up the floor, here come the Royals with a chance to tie this game. And now going to the floor, trying to catch a loose ball is Payne, and she travels. So give the ball back to the Phillies. Still leading 18-15 with a second over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Of a defensive-minded game, 18-15. Hines looking to get the ball in bounds against full court pressure. Gets it into the hands of Custard. Keeley now still in the backcourt, knocked away. Let's get the ball across timeline, and now we're going to have a foul called on Mason County for overguarding. That's going to be Payne. That'll be Sarah Payne's first personal foul. From the far sideline near the hash mark, Hines will inbounds the ball as Harrison comes back in for Mason. Coach Bundy substituting liberally off his bench, trying to wear our girls down. Hines gets the ball inbounds to Hadrick. But if the pace stays as it is, we should be okay. Hadrick across the timeline in between the circles. Now makes a move to the left side where she gets the ball to Hudgens long range. Bailey to the elbow to Hines. Hines tries to go baseline, turnaround 10-footer, bounces off. Van Hook catches the ball. Her putback is no good, but she's going to be fouled and is going to go to the line for two. That's 8 rebounds on the night now for Caroline. Fouls on Edkins, her second. Van Hook looking for her first points of the night on the year, a 76% free throw shooter. First free throw by the junior with 95 seconds left in the third is on the way and good. Extends her team's lead to 4. Two-possession game at 19-15. Second free throw upcoming. It's on the way, and this one is going to roll off no good. And trying to save the rebound, Harrison. She cannot as she knocks it out of bounds. So Harrison County will maintain possession. From her own baseline, Hadrick to trigger the inbounds pass. Gabb gets it to Hines. Back up top to Hudgens. Back on the wing to Hadrick. Hadrick drives. Now a hook shot from 15 feet away. Goes 10 feet. Rebound pulled down by Gibbs. And up the floor, here come the Lady Royals. Here's a pass down low to Sims. Gets away from her and out of bounds. A 5th turnover here in the third quarter for Mason. Gives them 16 overall. Harrison County with just a couple of turnovers here in the third. Facing full court pressure. Inbounds pass comes to Hadrick. Hadrick walks the ball up the floor on the far sideline. Now goes into the jog before going into a sprint to the top of the key. Hadrick backs up near the center circle as we approach the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Harrison County leading 19-15. Hadrick on the wing finds Custard, and Custard is going to be fouled by Sims. That'll be Avery Sims' second personal foul. She becomes one of 3 Lady Royals with 2 fouls apiece, joining Hannah Edkins and Allison Gibbs. From in front of the stable, Van Hook will trigger the inbounds pass. Van Hook looking, trying to find someone. Now gets the ball to Hines on the block. Hines gets the ball to Custard. Her 10-footer, good. Give the assist to Hines. The points to Keeley, who now has 5 points. And Harrison County has taken back a 21-15 lead with 47 seconds left to go in the quarter. Now a terrible shot by Sims. Rebound on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it in the hands of the Lady Royals. Both teams starting to fall into a rut of putting up bad shots the last couple of times down the floor. From her own baseline, Harrison to trigger the inbounds pass. Gets it in the corner to Gibbs. Gibbs thought for a second about the three, but then quickly wrapped up by Custard. Gets it to Harrison. Near side three by Payne. Way off the mark, and Custard is there for the rebound for the Phillies. Into the front court comes Harrison County's 8th grader. She'll get it now to Hudgens, been between the circles. Bailey directing some traffic as she'll back up near the center circle. Looks at the clock and sees 18 seconds left. Harrison up by 6. Phillies have led by as many as 7. Up top with the basketball, Hadrick with 10 seconds left. Gabb goes to the block. Her shot's going to be blocked. Rebound pulled down by Harrison and will race the other way. 4 seconds left with the basketball. Gibbs passed down low to Sims, who will score as the buzzer sounds. So as we head to the fourth quarter, your score, Harrison County 21 and Mason County 17. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN. All right, as we get back to basketball, Harrison County leading 21-17 as we begin the fourth and final quarter of play. And Harrison will have the ball. Van Hook inbounds it now to Hadrick. Hadrick using a pick from Hines to the block, has her shot blocked out of bounds by Gibbs. Phillies will maintain possession. Inbounding the ball will be Van Hook. For the Harrison County 5 have gone all the way. Hudgens came out for a minute. Otherwise, everybody's played this entire game. Hadrick in between the circles. Puts the ball on her hip. Now hands the ball off to Hudgens. Knocked into the backcourt, but Bailey gets it before anyone can chase it down. She'll recross the timeline. Gets on the far side to Keeley. Custard at the top. Now backs it up to reset the offense. Her team leading 21-17. Goes to the wing on the far side. Now baseline. Puts up a runner from 10. And it rattles out no good, but a foul is going to be called on Mason County, sending Custer to the line. Nice stop-and-go action that time by the middle schooler. Fouls on Sims. That'll be her third. She's the first player in the game to pick up that many fouls. Custard at the line for the first time on the year. A 48% free throw shooter. First one's on the way and good. Extends her team's lead to 22-17. At the 7:30 mark. Second free throw for Custard is also good. Ice water in her veins. Harrison County up by 6 once again at 23-17. With the basketball coming into the front court will be Gibbs. Crosses over to the left side. Inside the paint, gets the ball to Sims. Dumps it in the corner. Here's a three fired up by Payne, and it's good. Take that, Littleton. Littleton with the three there. Gets her team back to within a three-point margin at 23-20. 7:06 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Van Hook gets the ball in the paint to Hines. Hines between the double team, lays it up and good. Nice shot by Kara, her first points of the second half. Puts Harrison County back out on top, 27-20, or make that 25-20. In the front court with the basketball, Sims fans it back out to Littleton for three. Good. Second tray of the fourth quarter for Macy Littleton, and has gotten her team back to within 2 at 25-23. 6:30 left to go. In the corner, here's a three by Van Hook. Bounces off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mason County's Payne. And into the front court come the Lady Royals. Baseline pass down low is caught and put up by Payne. No good, but she's fouled as the ball rolls across the flange. She'll go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be on Hudgens, and that'll be Bailey's first. So Payne at the line for the first time on the season. She is 3 for 4. Just her 5th free throw attempt of the season. At the 6:16 mark, her first free throw is going to bounce high off the rim and no good. She will have another to try to get her team back to within 1. Second free throw for the freshman upcoming, who's already matched her season's average with 3. Charity toss on the way and rattles in there. Makes it 25-24 as Hannah Edkins checks back in. Harrison County still leading, but that lead a precarious 1. With the basketball against full court pressure, Hines gets the ball to Hadrick. Nearly stolen, but Hadrick able to take control. Now an intended pass for Custard goes over her head and out of bounds. Now girls, don't get all shaky here. So now Mason County down by 1 has a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. With 6:07 left, Littleton will bring the ball into the front court. Gets it on the right side, long range to Adkins. Down on the block to Sims. Sims falls down, but they're going to call a foul. Looked more like she just slipped down, but that's not what the official saw, as Hines will pick up her second personal foul. She's the first Philly to pick up multiple fouls. From her own baseline, Harrison to trigger the inbounds pass. Harrison looking, lobs it out top to Sims, long range. Sims to the right wing to Adkins. Adkins bothered by Hudgens, goes inside the arc, now knocks her down, a charge. Good play that time by Bailey Hudgens. Clutch play, as Adkins just picked up her 3rd personal foul. Way to go, Bailey. That was a big, good dose of medicine. Facing full court pressure, Hines will trigger the inbounds pass. She'll get it to Bailey. Hudgens now to Hadrick. Ball knocked away. Goes out of bounds off of Mason, so Harrison will maintain possession. Cynthiana Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Coming back in the game, Payne returns as she and Adkins trading places. Adkins trying to be protected with those 3 personal fouls. From midcourt on the near sideline, Hines will trigger the inbounds pass. Her team leading by 1. Gets it to Hadrick. Hadrick looks over to Coach Marshall to see what play she wants to run. Brings it across the timeline, now dumps it on the baseline to Hines, back out front to Hudgens. Hudgens in the paint, up and under, layup is no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. Bailey really being aggressive and assertive here in the later stages of this game. Fouls on Payne, that'll be her 2nd. Hudgens, first trip to the line tonight on the year. Bailey, a 64% free throw shooter. First free throw by the freshman is good. Big free throw that time by Bailey as it puts Harrison County back up by 2, 26-24 with 5:34 left. Second free throw by number 23 is also good. Back in the game, Adkins returns. Harrison County back out on top by 3, 27-24. Adkins will inbounds the ball to Gibbs. Gibbs will walk the ball into the front court near the far sideline. That's where she'll set the offense. Boost to the top of the key. Now drifts to the right side. Gibbs in the corner. Will find Harrison in the corner on the opposite side to Payne. Wraparound pass inside, knocked away. And the loose ball is going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it in Mason County's hand, but now the possession arrow faces back to Harrison County's way, just in case. From her own baseline, Payne to trigger the inbounds pass. Payne looking, gets it to Sims, puts up a shot from point-blank range. It's no good, but a foul is going to be called on Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's 2nd. And Sims to the line for the first time on the year, a 56% free throw shooter. She shot more free throw attempts than anybody else on the team, but this is her first tonight. 5:14 left. Her first free throw's good. Checking back in Harrison. Sims gets her team back to within 2 at 27-25 with 5:14 on the clock. Second free throw to try to make it a 1-point game is also good. Harrison's lead back down to 1 at 27-26. Against the full court pressure, Hadrick will race the ball up the floor. Gets in the front court to Hines. To the left side, long range to Custard. Keeley inside the center circle to Hadrick. Hadrick at the right elbow. Spins at the block. Puts one off the glass and good. Nice shooting that time by Gibb. Harrison's lead back up once again 2-3 at 29-26. 4:50 on the clock now. Outside with the basketball on the near side. Harrison back up top to Gibbs in between the circles. Gibbs back in front of her own bench. Bounce pass into a triple team to Sims. Back up top to Gibbs once again. Harrison County's gone zone. To the left side, long range finds Littleton. Back in between the circles. Once again to Gibbs. Gibbs angles to the right side beyond the arc. Trying to find Sims, but she's pretty wrapped up. Harrison in the corner. Gets it back on the wing to Gibbs. In between the circles to Adkins. Back in the corner to Harrison. Drops the ball. And now she will be, a timeout's going to be called by Coach Bundy before a turnover can ensue. It's going to be a 30 or a full, and they're going to say it's going to be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in this championship game of section number 5 in the Class 2A tournament. Harrison County leading 29-26. Well, if you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741. That's Farm Credit Mid-America, 254-2741. And learn how Michael can help you. Phillies have played awfully well today against a Mason County team that is generally regarded as the third best team in the 10th region, behind only Clark County, the third-ranked team of the state, in Montgomery County. But we've got to hold on for 4 minutes and 15 seconds more. Out of the timeout, Harrison will inbounds the ball from her own baseline. Harrison gets it into Sims, who passes the ball into between the circles to Gibbs as she falls down. Now to Adkins for a long three. Rims out, no good. Rebound is on the floor, and it's going to be picked up by Harrison. Here's a long three, fired in good, this time by Littleton, excuse me. And we're tied up once again. That's the third three here in the fourth quarter for Macy Littleton. In the front court with the basketball come the Phillies. 3:45 on the clock. Outside is Hudgens, hands it off to Van Hook. Van Hook in between the circles now, will go in between the center circle. Hands it back to Hudgens. Hudgens in between the circles, and now a foul is going to be called on Nariah Harrison. That'll be Harrison's second personal foul, and send Harrison County to the line for one in the bonus as we have reached that part of the game. Hudgens at the line. Bailey is 2 for 2. First free throw by the freshman to regain the lead is off the flange, no good. Rebound on the floor, still being chased after. Bodies hitting the floor, going after it. And finally a jump ball will be called, and Harrison County gets the possession arrow. So good hustle by our girls off of that offensive rebound attempt. Timeout called by the Phillies. It's going to be a full, so we'll take it as well. 3:24 left to go, your score. Harrison County 29 and Mason County likewise. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. 29-29 your score. 3 threes by Macy Littleton. Brought her team back in this final quarter. With 3:24 left. Van Hook inbounds the ball into the backcourt to Hudgens. Out of the timeout. Coming into the game, Littleton was only hitting 23% from three-point range. Hudgens has picked up her dribble. She's in trouble. Now has the ball bounce off of Custard and into the backcourt for a turnover. So give the ball to Mason County. With 3:11 left, the Lady Royals, who came into the game 8-4. Harrison will inbounds it into the backcourt to Littleton. Littleton crosses the midcourt stripe on the far side of the midcourt circle. Mason County looking for their first lead of the game. Here's a pass dumped down inside to Sims. Ball knocked away. Loose ball still being chased after. Goes out of bounds off of Mason. So on the turnover, give the ball back to the Phillies. Man, we've made some huge defensive plays here in this game. With 2:55 left and the score tied, Hines will get the ball inbounds to Hadrick. Gabb brings the ball up the floor against the pressure of Gibbs. Across the timeline, now spins in between the circles, past the left side near the sideline to Hudgens. In the paint to Van Hook. Van Hook fans the ball out. It's going to be knocked away and stolen by Littleton. Littleton goes coast to coast. Her layup is missed. Rebound pulled down, however, by Sims. Her putback is no good, but a foul is going to be called on Harrison County. It's going to be on Hines, and that'll be Kara's third. First Philly to get 3 fouls in the game. From her own baseline, Harrison to trigger the inbounds pass. Harrison lobs it up top to Adkins. Adkins guarded by Hudgens. Now dumps the ball to the elbow to Harrison. Back up top to Adkins once again. Now inside the center circle to Gibbs, who will reset the offense. 2:24 on the clock, 29-29 your score. Here's a pass in between the circles to Harrison out top. Harrison now gets to the timeline. Now a timeout's going to be called by Mason County. We'll take it as well. 2:14 left. Your score, Harrison County 29, Mason County 29. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, 29-29 out of the timeout. Mason County with the ball. Inbounds pass comes to Littleton in the backcourt. Littleton with those 3 fourth-quarter threes. Pass to the right side to Harrison. Harrison looking inside, nothing there. Gets it back to the top of the key to Littleton once again. Now on the wing to Harrison, long range. Harrison lobs the ball down low to Sims. Knocked away, loose ball picked up by Van Hook, and here come the Phillies with a chance to take the lead once again. Hadrick across the timeline in the middle of the floor as we go under 2 minutes to go. In regulation, I should say. Hudgens with the basketball on the left side finds Hadrick long range. Now up top to Hines. Every possession important from here on out. Hines in the paint looking for help. Gets the ball outside to Hadrick. Hadrick moves back between the circles to reset the offense. Phillies wise their time, realizing the importance of this possession. Hadrick goes to the block. Her shot off the glass is good. Hadrick puts her team back out in front by 2 at 31-29. Nice drive that time by the senior. 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go. With the basketball, Littleton on the right side. Looking for help. Now gets the ball on the wing to Harrison. Harrison guarded by Van Hook. Now out top to Adkins long range. And now another timeout is going to be called by Mason County. Let's see if it's a 30 or a full. It's going to be a full timeout. Exactly 60 seconds left to go. Your score, Harrison County 31, Mason County 29. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All right, as we get back to action, Mason with the ball, down by 2, under a minute to go. Harrison gets it up top to Gibbs. Gibbs drives, kicks it on the wing to Payne. Payne in the paint, a floater from 10, rolls in there. Sarah Payne has tied the score at 31-31. Here in the waning seconds of this ball game, 35 on the clock. Hadrick with the basketball up top, races to the paint, puts one up from 10. It's off the flange, no good. And down with the rebound is going to be Sims. Ball stolen, and now a foul called on Avery Sims, I believe. It'll be Sims' 4th personal foul. That'll send Gab Hadrick to the line for the first time tonight on the year, a 65% free throw shooter. Has 9 points. Deep breath by the senior. Free throw up and good. Harrison back out top by 1 as Hannah Edkins checks back into the ball game. 32-31. Second free throw with 25 seconds on the clock upcoming for Hadrick. Another deep breath. Up and missed it. Rebound's going to be saved from going out of bounds by Hines. Nice job that time, and now a timeout called by Harrison County. Still got a 30-second left if we want it, or it could be a full, and it's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 21 seconds left to go. Your score, Harrison County 32, Mason County 31. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All righty, here we go. After the big offensive rebound by Kara Hines off of the missed free throw, Harrison County called timeout. Phillies with the basketball. Hines from her own baseline with 21 seconds gets the ball to Hadrick. Hadrick back to Hudgens. Now gets the ball to Hadrick, but first a foul is going to be called on Gibbs. That'll be her 3rd, sending Hudgens to the line. Bailey 2 for 3 from the charity stripe tonight with 16 seconds left. 2 huge free throws for the freshman. First one's on the way, and good. Well, I tell you what, Bailey Hudgens is turning into a special ball player. Clutch free throw there. Now, let's see if she can do it again to make it a 3-point game. It's on the way, and good as well. 8 points for her. Timeout called by the Phillies, just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here, but now the Phillies up by a tray. It'll take that many for Mason County to tie as we'll mark down this timeout. 16.7 seconds left. But a clutch offensive rebound by Hines, and then the 2 big free throws by Hudgens. Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Thank you, Ryan. Boy, the starting 5 for the Phillies, all 5 of them have gone nearly the entire way. In fact, all but Hudgens have gone all but the final 16 seconds. Hudgens came out for like a minute in the first half. Everybody communicating with the bench to make sure that they're where they're supposed to be, as Mason County will have the ball and 16 seconds to try to tie this score. Sims will inbounds the ball. Some token pressure from Keely Custard, but they'll back off as she handles Littleton into the front court. Gibbs up the floor and into the front court. 12 seconds, 10 seconds. In the corner finds Littleson, who's already made 3 here in the fourth. She'll get the ball to Adkins with 7. Adkins at the top of the key. Gets it in the corner to Harrison for a 3. Off the flange. No! Rebound, batted around. Custard rebound. And Harrison County has won the game and the Class 5A section and will move on to Owensboro for the Class 2A state. What a terrific win for our girls, winning 34-31. And will now play the Lady Vikings of Rowan County in the first round of the Class A state tournament. That's going to be at 6:30 next Friday. Big win, big win, big win. They led the entire way. Mason County, though, kept things hot as they tied it 3 times down the stretch. But Harrison never relinquished the lead they got when they went on the 7-0 run to begin the game. All right, we invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show, sponsored by MCTC at Licking Valley Campus. We'll go over all the scoring and stats and also have a chat with an enthusiastic Coach Marshall. We'll also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All that coming up after this timeout. But once again, your final score in the championship game of the Class 2A sectional here in Section 5. Harrison County 34, Mason County 31. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop where the Harrison County Phillies have just won the Class 2A section by a final score of 34-31, and now will advance to the Class 2A state tournament this coming Friday, where they'll take on Rowan County at 6:30 in Owensboro. Joined now by Coach Marshall. And Coach, your all's game plan was just about perfect.
Thank you. Well, you can do all the game plan you want, but you put the credit on the girls for.
Right.
We came in this morning. They put in some film time together, and then on the court for an hour, and they were focused and zeroed in, and executed it exactly the way we wanted, and so proud of them. Just so proud of them. They work so hard, and so to get the result that you want,
right.
And hopefully, you keep building this confidence. I think I told them, Mason right now, people got them third in the region, and a lot of hype on them and what they're able to do, and us come out here and just lock down on defense.
Right.
You can't play much better defense than that, and I thought we did a great job. All the coaches had a lot of great input on how to stop them, and I thought we did a very good job when we took them out of rhythm, and that allowed us to control the tempo of the game and play the way we needed to. And we struggled scoring, and we know we're going to do that,
right.
But we did other things. We scrapped. I don't know what we did on the boards, but I thought we did a pretty good job of controlling the boards and not giving up a lot of offensive rebounds.
Almost even. They had 19, we had 18.
Well, there was probably a lot of shots. So I thought one of the biggest things that worried me, and the girls came and watched against Bourbon, was their pressure on the press, and they had to drop out of it because we handled it so well. And so, that's a tribute to our guards of studying the game. We didn't get to get in the gym Thursday or Friday, and so to come off of a layoff and come back and be that focused and that driven, I'm just extremely proud of them.
Early on, Caroline Van Hook was grabbing just about every rebound.
Yes, we talked about it at the Holy Cross game. This is something that we've really talked, not the Holy Cross, Holmes. Really being deliberate about, going out there and fighting and getting more rebounds. And, I think they're really working at that. That's something that they're really trying to take some pride in. And when you play that good, solid defense the way we do, and then you give up a rebound, that just don't make any sense. So finish the possession out and go on and put it in our hands. And, I thought this was the first game. It was a close game down the stretch, and we've talked about this before. Girls kind of start panicking a little bit in those tight, and I didn't see that. I thought we stayed under control. We did a great job. We hit our free throws. I don't know what we were.
Overall, 10 of 13, yeah.
So, those are all things that attribute to a win, and so I'm extremely proud of them.
And even despite playing all that time, Bailey Hudgens comes up with two big free throws there towards the end.
Yeah, we wanted it in Gab's hands because, you wanted a senior. And when she passed it to Bailey, we're like, no. But I said, she ain't missed yet. Just let her, So she steps up there and hits those two free throws. And she's a great ball player. And like y'all talked about this morning, her confidence is just climbing. And, you keep her confident, and she's a deadly player. So we challenged her. We put her on 22 tonight, and she did a good job, of not letting up just wide open shots.
Right. And like you said, I thought that all our guards did a great job of not, there for a little while. We got to a little bit of a rut, and I thought, let's get back to where we were. And you called a timeout, and I'm sure that's what you said was, girls, calm down.
Right.
They came back out and looked like veterans.
Yeah. And so, we get to have fun. We get to go, and, we got to figure out our schedule this week, and it's going to be a busy week, but we get to go down to Owensboro, and these girls get to have a reward after having such a hard year last year. Yeah. For us to get to go and experience this will be so important for us moving into tournament time later on in district time.
Well, congratulations on the big win, Coach. And
hopefully the boys are right down there with us. Everybody just come on down over.
Let's make it 2 for 2.
Yeah.
All righty.
Thank you.
Coach Kim Marshall of the Harrison County Phillies after Harrison's 34-31 win over Mason County in the Class 2A sectional championship game. We'll take a break, come back, and take a look at the stats right after this timeout. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. Take a look at the scoring in tonight's game. First for Mason, who lost the game and dropped to 8-5 on the year. They do place a player in double figures, that being Macy Littleton, who had 12 points, including 3 really big threes in that fourth quarter after her team got down by as many as 9, bringing them back to tying the game. Littleton, not normally known for her three-point shooting, gets those 3 in the fourth quarter for part of her 12. Also scoring, Sarah Payne had 6, including a tray. 5 points for Hannah Edkins, which is half her season's average, so it's like Coach was saying with Keeley on, Edkins did a nice job defensively. Avery Sims, she only gets 4 points, came in averaging 10, so we did a nice job on her as well. The only other player to score was Allison Gibbs, who also had 4, also getting in the game but not scoring for Mason, Nariah Harrison, and Lacey Burns. Meanwhile, Harrison County was paced by Gab Hadrick, who had 10 points, 8 points for Bailey Hudgens, 8 points as well for Kara Hines, and 7 points for Kelly Custard. So good balanced scoring across those 4 for our girls. Caroline Van Hook also contributed a point. The only player who came in the game off the bench for the girls was Brooke Kinney, and she failed to score in only about a minute of play. So everybody played almost the entire game. As far as the team stats are concerned, neither team shot all that well, but that's because both teams were playing great defense. Harrison 11 of 34 for 32.4%. They were 2 of 9 from beyond the perimeter. Meanwhile, Mason County goes 11 of 31 for 35.5%. They attempted 14 trays and made 4. From the charity stripe, Harrison County was 10 of 13 for 76.9%, while Mason County 5 of 8 for 62.5%. And that's very significant. A 3-point game, and we get 5 more free throws than they do. That's a big stat there. But an even bigger stat might be turnovers. After Harrison County turned the ball over 10 times in the first half, against intense Mason County pressure, our girls only commit 5 turnovers in the second half. Meanwhile, Mason County, 20 turnovers overall, including 9 after halftime. As we mentioned with Coach Marshall, Mason County edges out Harrison County in the rebounding battle, 19-18. 4 offensive and 15 defensive boards for the Lady Royals. They were paced by Avery Sims as 5. Meanwhile, 4 offensive and 14 defensive rebounds for Harrison County. Caroline Van Hook leads the way in that statistic with 8, including 6 big ones in the first quarter when Harrison County was establishing that early lead. We'll take our final break, come back, and name our Judy Construction Company player of the game after this timeout. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. As far as our Judy Construction Company player of the game, it's a tough one because we had several heroes tonight. But we're going to give it to Kara Hines. Kara, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists in the game. But no play was bigger than when she captured an offensive rebound off of a missed free throw by Gab Hadrick with 25 seconds left and her team clinging to a 1-point lead. Harrison County would eventually get fouled again, with Bailey Hudgens making her 2 free throws. So a big, big rebound by Kara Hines helping us to victory. So congratulations to her, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Well, we'll be back in about a couple of hours when the Harrison County Thoroughbreds will take on the Mason County Royals in the boys' half of the Class 2A sectional championship game. So hopefully you'll be able to join us in person. If not, we'll have all the action right here on WCYN. But once again, for the final time, your final score in the Section 5 Class 2A Tournament Finals. Your final score for the final time, Harrison County 34, Mason County 31. Good afternoon.